Hi everyone. Today I wanted to read you the story called A Stowaway on Noah's Ark. This is by Charles Santore. He's the author and the illustrator. And the illustrations in this book are just absolutely beautiful. This is the title page. You see the title and the author's name, and it says Random House, New York. That tells where the book was published and who made the book. Once, in an ancient and troubled time, there lived a kindly old man who spoke to the sky. One day the sky spoke back. "The people have become wicked and evil," said a mighty voice. "I will send a great flood to destroy this wicked world and wash the land clean. All living things shall be wiped from the earth. You and your family alone will survive. Build a great ark of cypress wood to shelter creatures both large and small. Choose 2 of each animal. This is the task I set before you." The old man obeyed. With the help of his wife, his 3 sons, and his sons' wives, he began building an enormous ark of sturdy timber. After many years, the great giant vessel was finally finished, and the old man sealed the seams with pitch inside and out. Then the old man gathered all the animals of the world together. He told them what the voice in the sky had foretold of the coming disaster, about the terrible flood that would cover the earth and all living things, and he began selecting 2 of every creature to join him on the ark, just as the voice had commanded. Little Akbar was there in the valley when the animals were selected, but he was not chosen. 2 mice had already been picked for the voyage. In the dusty maze of hoofs, paws, and general confusion, he had been overlooked. Disappointed, Akbar watched as those who had been chosen formed a column, 2 by 2, which stretched across the plain as far as he could see. When the line of animals finally began to move, Akbar followed along out of curiosity. After many days of walking, he saw the ark for the first time, looming like a mountain in the distance. It was enormous. Akbar had never seen anything so big. He watched in wonder as the cargo of walking, crawling, and flying beasts slowly filled the ark. Meanwhile, the midday sky was growing dark. Akbar heard the low rumble of distant thunder, and it frightened him. A great storm was surely coming, just as the old man had said. Akbar thought of the flood and shuddered. At that moment, lightning flashed close by, and thunder shook the earth. Akbar decided right then that he would not be left behind. The old man had also been watching the sky. He and his sons were trying to get the animals aboard before the rain began. He was much too busy to notice when little Akbar slipped onto the back of an ostrich and nestled among the bird's tail feathers. The soft feathers tickled Akbar's nose, and he nearly sneezed as the ostrich walked with its mate up the long gangplank and into the ark. But he had to be quiet and go unnoticed by the old man. Akbar had not been chosen. He was a stowaway. Achoo! Once aboard, Akbar sneezed so hard that he tumbled out of the ostrich's tail feathers and onto the hard wooden floor. The fall stunned him, but in a moment he was up and running for cover. The air was filled with sounds of every description: the screeching of birds, the flapping of wings, barking and growling, and loud, terrifying roars. His instincts told him there was danger everywhere. Scurrying across the deck, he darted under the shell of a huge tortoise that was dozing beside its mate. With all the creatures finally aboard, the old man and his sons pulled the wooden doors shut against the coming downpour. Suddenly, a great shock of thunder shook the massive vessel, and the creatures all fell silent. The plip-plop of the first drops of rain could be heard striking the roof of the ark. The rain poured down day and night and did not stop. Streams, rivers, and oceans overflowed. Soon villages were washed away. Then towns and cities were drowned as the torrent increased. The water rose over the treetops, finally covering the peaks of the highest mountains. The whole world was underwater. Nothing could be seen above the terrible flood except the ark, pitching back and forth in the storm. The animals crowded close together inside the ark, frightened but snug and dry. Akbar was worried about being discovered by the old man. He knew he didn't belong, so he moved from place to place in search of a safe hiding spot among the other creatures. As the waves lifted and tossed the ark, Akbar hid in a forest of elephant legs. As the raging wind lashed the decks, Akbar hid high and dry in the mane of a seasick lion. After 10 days of rain, he hid with a pair of storks in a nest of twigs. Still the rain continued day and night. After 20 days of lightning and thunder, Akbar tried tucking himself into a rhino's ear, but he wasn't there long. It was a very uncomfortable hiding place. After 30 dark days, while the downpour continued, he burrowed in the folds of a sheep's warm, bushy wool. It was a snug place to hide, but the ram grew annoyed, so Akbar had to move on.